right, welcome to Game On. We are live in the Wave 3 News studios. The state championship matchups are all set. I'm Kent Taylor along with Super Bowl MVP Deion Branch, Chris Redman, U of L's all-time leading passer. Both of their numbers are in the Ring of Fame out at Cardinal Stadium. And former U of L center, somebody forgot their visor, Coach Bob Redman.
I honestly thought I needed to change my drip tonight. So, Deion, I hope this works out for you.
Oh, Coach, it's perfectly fine. You see Bradley West left all this drip for you, so.
I'll be honest, I didn't know who that was because I've never seen him without a visor before.
My grandkids don't know who it is. So
Coach, what do you think? Now it's game week for these championship games. As a coach, what was that week like for you?
It's incredible. I'm telling you what, you get so excited. I mean, it's great to have a chance to know that, you got one of two chances here to be state champion, and the other part, you're scared to death. Make sure you cover everything you got to cover, every last detail. I had a tendency myself to probably overcoach that week, but listen, it's an incredible experience, and to be able to do it and to win it, nothing better in high school athletics. There's nothing better than the state championship.
Well, let's take a look at these teams and how they got there. We're going to start with 6A, and our game of the week was St. X at Trinity. Only the second time they've ever played on Trinity's campus, the first time since 1961. This St. X team, guys, rushed for 326 yards last week at North Hardin. Well, that did not happen last night against this Trinity defense.
It did not, Ken, and this is what this game is all about: offense, defense, special team. And as you see right away, Michael Patterson blocks the punt, and my guy Jack Dingle recovered it for a touchdown in the end zone, baby. And this is what it was. These guys showed up the entire season, Kent. This is what it's been all year long. And here it is with Bradley West out in the backfield. This kid has been doing this all season, and he will continue to do it this week. Front line is doing a great job of paving the way for these guys. Trinity's just making plays across the board, and they're clicking on all cylinders. Here it is on a fake punt. Brandon Stearman. What a play, man. I mean, the guys, Kent, this is it, man. This is what Trinity has been doing all season, so it's not a surprise to see these guys. They're doing this at the right time of the year, getting ready to head into the big game versus Mcneil.
St. X, they had 96 total yards in the game, which is actually a lot against Trinity. 52 yards rushing against the team that was giving up an average of -7 a game. There's your man, Bradley West, coming off his appearance here on Game On. And
with all the drip, too, Kent.
St. X had to play the perfect game. They did not. Rocks roll 31-0. They're in the state title game for the 17th time in Bob Beatty's 21 years. Let's hear from Coach Beatty.
Life's not about excuses. I mean, we go getting against Ballard, our number 1, number 2 quarterbacks out, all right, and we win 40-0. You have to find ways. The mark of a great team is you have to find ways to win besides just maybe around your quarterback. Special teams. We block a punt and we score. We run a fake punt, we score. I mean, those are ways that you have to win, and our kids realize that now. Therefore, then you get more focus on that in practice.
Now, Deion mentioned it. Who do the Rocks get in that state championship game? Well, it's going to be Mcneil, looking for a third straight trip to the 6A final. They were hosting Lexington, Paul Dunbar on Friday night, and boy, Mcneil showed us quickly, Coach, that they meant business.
Watch Nick Shetty. I think, keep an eye on him. I'm telling you, for next week, he may be the difference in the ball game. Pulls that ball down, goes around the left side, makes a great decision, gets into the end zone, drags about 4 players to do it, and he had an outstanding night. And here you go again. Nick, an interception right there, big play for the Dogs. The defense for Mcneil has just been outstanding this year. And so you got
Elijah Manning with that big hit. And I want everybody to comment on this. Deion, you've probably returned a few punts in your day. Do you feel this one, Max Gainey, the freshman, does?
Yeah, this is not the one you feel, but this guy, he's a tremendous player.
So he's dead, right? He's tackled to the end zone.
Well, that's what you would think. That's what you would think. Coach been riding this guy all season. He's been talking about this kid.
How's that even possible?
All right, now, as of right now, this kid has already ran about 100 yards. Easy.
Yeah, well, he's feeling it right about now,
trust me. The lactic acid is building up in this guy. So, I can't believe it. Watch the end of this. This is the part where you know.
Fortunately for everybody, there was a penalty. Because if he had scored and there had been a penalty, that would have been pretty. There was a penalty. But then the Mcneil offense, they go right down the field. Jalen Bross on the sidelines, but Daniel Swinney, the sophomore, can carry the ball too.
Listen, Swinney in there was outstanding. I thought he really carried the game in the late first quarter and early second quarter before he got hurt. Scored twice, made a couple of good runs, controlled the line of scrimmage. Swinney was outstanding, and he's going to be a real good sophomore.
Look at this as he gets over to the sideline. Who's going to greet him when he gets Jalen Bross right there? And we saw Elijah Manning with a big hit a minute ago. They got another guy on defense who's pretty good. Get this throw, Salem Brown.
Salem Brown's been doing that all year long against everybody, including Trinity. I'm telling you, this young man is a tremendous talent. We're going to get to hear from him later, and looking forward to seeing that. There goes Swinney again on a nice run, and this is the one where he gets dinged up a little bit. But hopefully he'll be all right this week.
49-6 the final. They won 8 in a row after that 43-14 loss to Trinity in their opener. They'll get another shot at the Rocks on Saturday. That's the 6A matchup. We had a couple other area teams, including 2 guys who went head-to-head last night in Elizabethtown.
Yeah, man, E-Town comes out gunning. First time in 17 years that E-Town is going to make it to the finals.
Connor Masters up top to Easton Messer, and Messer's had a great playoffs and just missed that one.
Very surprising for Messer to drop that. They had a couple early turnovers that kind of got them behind, but they made some plays, but not enough, especially early. And we talked about it early, Deion. In the playoffs, you can't turn the ball over, and you got to make good decisions. But E-Town, man, they got some speed and a nice little trick play here up the middle.
Kaya Sherrard is pretty fast.
Yeah, they got some speed, and I think speed kills. They got a really good chance for the state title here coming up next week.
Next Cal possession, another one of those fumbles. You see Chad Dukes dive on it for E-Town, and they're in business again. Now, Cal made this interesting early on here. We've seen Brent Babin for years. He runs hard. He runs it into the end zone here, straight up the middle, and he powers his way in. So we're all even at 7, but the Panthers answer the bell from there. They just have so many weapons.
They really do. You talked about Kaya. You also have Cam Sherrard. He scores 2 in the ball game. Here it goes on the corner. That sweep that time to the end zone. They've got talent all over the field. They're extremely good offensively and defensively. Hey, they are undefeated for a reason.
Dylan Miller with a sack here of Connor Masters. And, well, they roll into the state championship game with a big win, 49-6. That's not the final, but they win over Christian Academy last night. All right, let's go to KCD because Matthew Jones, he was our coach of the year here on Game On last year, and he's got them back in the state semifinals where they got last year, but they didn't take that next step. Hosting Williamsburg last night, it was 8-0 KCD. Sidney Bowen, the rainbow to Gavin Thomas, and all of a sudden it's 8-7. We got a game, and Chris, when a quarterback completes a pass like that, and he thinks, I might be able to get some things going downfield, right?
Yeah, you get a little confidence in yourself. You get back there, like, feeling good in the pocket. Oh, I got a guy open down.
He's wide open. It's a touchdown. It's not a touchdown.
That's a tough one.
That's part
Those
of
are the ones that you normally drop, Kent.
You got to catch it.
You got to make that catch.
And then the KCD defense adjusts a little bit. Our man E.J. Dickerson says, okay. That's where you're throwing it. Knocks it away. And KCD, from there, they kind of controlled this game. Nathan Caldwell with a short touchdown here just before the half. So they're up 14-7 at the half. And then on the third, we see them run it so much in the third quarter they decide to throw it. And Luke Russo, who's been playing a couple years now, little screen pass here to Drew Russell. And how about this speed, Deion?
Oh, yes, sir. That's what you call a road runner, Kent.
He gone. They won it 27-7. They'll get Paintsville in the 1A championship game Friday at 11 a.m. We'll talk about all those matchups a little later. But when we return here on Game On, we're going to head to the coach's corner, and we're going to hear from a first-year head coach who's never lost a game. That's next when we return on Game On. All right, welcome back to Game On. It's time to head over to the coach's corner, and Coach Redman is with a coach whose father won a state championship. And Coach Red, he tells me he's a better coach than his dad.
Well, I've heard that before. I'll tell you that. Listen, this is Ross Brown, head coach at E-Town High School. Man, 12-0 in your first season. You have got to be excited about what your kids have accomplished.
Oh, I am excited. Yeah, we're all excited. It's really a surreal feeling. I've told people this before. I'm not surprised because I knew what these kids were capable of. The only thing I'm surprised of is I haven't found a way to mess it up yet, being a first-year guy.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you, you haven't messed up anything so far. I've seen you guys on tape several times. You're an outstanding football team. Now, I know you coached with your dad for a little while. I know you were at Fort Thomas. Tell us a little bit about your coaching history and how you got there.
Well, this is my 13th year. I've been doing this 12 years as an assistant. I was 6 years at John Hardin. 6 years at E-Town as a defensive coordinator before taking over as the head coach this year. So I've had the privilege of learning under a really good football coach from the time that I was, 3 or 4 years old until now, even, all the way up through my coaching career. So I've been blessed, really.
Huge win at Cal. I mean, Cal's a good football team. We've watched them, seen them several times this year. They got some really, really good players. And you guys put it on 39-20. Had to be a great win for you.
Oh, it was, and it's kind of, we needed to get over that hump. Within the past 6 years, we've been to the semifinals 3 times previously and didn't get over that hump, so it was special to get that done. But you're right, Cal's got a lot of good players. They got good coaches, and it was a great win.
You got a lot of good players too. We've got one in here tonight, but your quarterback, Clay Games, is just having a great year.
He is. It's outstanding, and the growth that we've seen in that kid from day one until now is amazing, and that's a testament to his work ethic. He's a grinder. He's a kid that's out working when nobody else is, and he does all the stuff behind the scenes, and that's why he's experiencing the success he is now.
Got some targets to throw to too. One of them is Camden Williams. Williams, I know, is having a really good year.
Yeah, he is. Camden has been our top target for about 3 seasons now. He also plays cornerback on the other side of the ball for us, and just a great leader. A lot of the receivers are not known for wanting to block much, but he is a determined and nasty blocker. So even when he's not getting the ball thrown to him, he is paving the way for the running backs to take it further.
We've been watching Kaya Sherrard too. We got to see some of your highlight tapes, from previous games, and man, he's in every one of them. He's doing something spectacular.
And Kaya is a special player, and so is his brother Cam. And those guys coming back this year, we missed them for a year, and they were playing basketball only, but those guys coming back this year have really opened up what we can do offensively and on the defensive side of the ball too.
You got a 1,000-yard rusher too in Cameron Mcneil that you're really high on.
Yes, Cameron Mcneil. One of my favorite guys that I've coached over the past 12 or 13 years. He's a throwback guy. He's a yes sir, no sir guy. He'll do anything you ask him to do. He'll play guard if I ask him to. But he just does whatever he needs to do to help this team win.
And Deion, I always love talking about centers. They have a great center named Ryan Piles that is really carrying the load for you.
Yes, Ryan Piles is the only guy on our team that has been starting for 4 years, starting since day one as a freshman, and he's a good defensive tackle too. I think one of the best linemen in the state. Either way.
You got Ashland Blazer, man. We're looking forward to seeing that game. State championship, first time in 17 years, or more than that. First time in more than that. Good luck. We're looking forward to seeing you score this next week.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ken.
All right, thank you, Coach. Now it's time to check out our prospect of the week. We're innovative on this show. I want to do something different, Deion. I want to see you take a hit from this young man. He's only a junior in high school. You could do that.
Yeah, I might be okay, but trust me, I would not do that. Kent, thank you, man. Selah, this is the most sought-after kid in the city right now, but by the end of next year, the most sought-after prospect, I promise you'll be in the state, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us. First of all, let's go ahead and I wanted to talk about the support, man, that you have. I see you have your mom, your grandmother, your aunties, your cousins, your little brother, man. Just speak to me about your family, man. It has to mean something to you.
Having them in the crowd, every game is just extra meaning to me. I pray before the game.
Yes, sir.
To play for my granddaddy, of course, and
yes,
then
sir.
Having them in the crowd is extra support. And just knowing that I have a fan base in the crowd watching me, it just makes me play harder.
And man, we can see why you, the player that you are and the kid that you are. But let's really talk about the most important thing, because you're a great football player, but the most important thing, 4.4 GPA average, son?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Congrats, man, to all the kids out there watching. And this is the model that you want to follow behind. Last night you had a great game against Paul Dunbar. You guys finished them off 49-6. What was the game plan going into it?
The game plan was, that was the best team we were going to face since we faced Trinity.
Yeah.
And we can't take it for granted. They're a state semifinalist just like we were. So coming to the game focused, locked in, and that was the last one to close it out to get to the state championship. So, we just had to lock in.
Great job. Let's go and dive into some of your highlights, man. You've been making some big plays all season, man. So I just want to pinpoint some of these plays. Talk about this get off, man. Who's teaching you these things over at Mill High School?
My D-line coach, Coach Clark. Ever since I was a freshman, I've been working on my get off and making it faster. And
great burst.
He used to critique me on me getting off slow, so I used to get upset.
That's right.
I started working on it.
Coach Clark is a U of L guy now. Speaking of this play here, man, I mean, the defense doing what they do best, and you are clogging the hole. This is the norm. Okay. All right, now talk to me about this right here. What are we doing? What is Coach Wolf teaching you guys over that mill? What is this right here? Talk to me. What do you call that dance?
So it's called the gritty.
The gritty.
Yeah, it's been a big dance going around. And you see Justin Jefferson in the NFL do it.
Okay.
So, I had to bring it out to Louisville in the high school football.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I had to do.
Yeah, we got to teach Coach Redman that once, man. You got a big game versus Trinity this week, man.
Yes,
what's your thoughts on it real quick?
My thoughts on it is we just got to come focused. They're a good team, and this is what we've been wanting the whole season, a rematch with Trinity, and, of course, a rematch from the state finals of Trinity from last year when we took a tough loss. So it's going to be a good game, man.
Well, Sailor, man, I want to say congratulations to you. Wish you much success this week in the state championship game, and thank you for joining us.
I appreciate that.
Ken, back over to you.
So you're not going to let him tackle you?
No, sir, I'm out.
All right, coming up, our Premier Packaging Player of the Week. All right, welcome back to Game On. It's time to meet our Premier Packaging Player of the Week. He is E-Town quarterback Clay Games, and he's with our quarterback, Chris Redman.
I am so excited to talk to this guy. What a huge win over Cal this week. The Kentucky Wesley commit, thrown for over 2,000 yards, 30 touchdowns this year. Clay, congratulations on making it to the state finals. How does it feel to bring a team that hasn't been there since 1969 and won it? You guys have an opportunity to bring a state title home. How does it feel to be in the state championship?
It's something that this group of kids has talked about since we were in 3rd or 4th grade. So it's special to us, and it's also special to the city of E-Town. So
yeah. I know something else that's special is the town of Elizabethtown really supports your guys' high school football. Tell us a little bit about that tight community in E-Town and how much has that helped you guys?
It's not just football. It's every sport. Baseball, basketball, football, soccer. It's a tight-knit group in E-Town. It's always been that way, and it'll always be that way.
Absolutely. That's something very special. I know you got a special group on offense, too. Seems like you're a very balanced offense. You got a good running back, receivers. Tell us a little about some of these receivers out there that are making some of these great catches for you.
Camden Williams, Kai and Cam Sherrard, Alondre Murphy, big-time athletes that have big-time potential and make big-time plays in big games. And so it's special to have people to throw the ball to like that.
Absolutely. They're making some incredible catches for you. And then also you got some guys up front that are making some great blocks. Is there a guy, a leader that's on that offensive line that really makes you guys go?
Ryan Piles is the leader on that offensive line. He's a leader for our whole team. He pushes everybody in the weight room, and that's the reason why our offensive line is so strong. This year it's one of the strongest points of our team.
Well, you got Ashland Blaze. They're coming up this week for a state championship. Do you know much about them yet? How are you guys going to prepare for this week? Is it going to be a normal week, or do you think you're going to put a little extra time this week into the state championship?
Obviously they're not in the state championship for no reason. They're a good team. They're obviously well coached, and from what I've seen so far, they've got some speed and some size, but so do we. So, if we execute our game plan and come out and play smart and physical, I think we're going to be all right.
I think you're going to be all right, too. It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere in Kentucky, and enjoy those moments because they go by fast. So congratulations on being our Premier Package Player of the Week. And Ken, I'm going to kick it back over to you, man.
All right, thanks, Chris. Up next, we'll look at our UPS Ultimate Performers. Plus, we'll talk about all 6 of those state championship games coming up next weekend at Kroger Field. We're back for one final segment on Game On. Guys, it's at this point in the week when we check out our UPS Ultimate Performers, and these are the guys who did not forget their visors. Deion?
Clearly they didn't. Bradley West, who had 110 yards with 2 TDs off of 14 carries, man. Great game versus St. X.
Male quarterback Nick Shuddy, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. He can throw it. He's going to be a big part in this game this weekend.
Keep an eye out for this guy, too. Daniel Sweeney comes in there as a backup running game, 117 yards, 2 TDs, carried Male in the second quarter last week.
Yes, sir. They're going to need him, Coach, because Trinity defense put up 96. They held St. X to 96 total yards of offense, man. So it'll be a big thing this week versus Male.
Yeah, St. X had 52 yards rushing against that Trinity defense, and that was far and away the best performance against them all year. All right, here are the matchups. In single A, KCD in the final for the first time. Paintsville, remember, beat them 44-20 in the semis last year. That game's at 11 a.m. Friday. Does Matthew Jones win a state title, Coach?
Coach, I think he does. And the reason I'm saying that is I think he's got a little chip on his shoulder. That was a tough loss. He wanted to get back. He thinks this group may be better. I think he gets his first state championship.
All right, Beechwood, Lexington Christian in 2A. And then let's get to that 3A game. E-Town, we had the Panthers in the house tonight. Ashland Blazers undefeated as well. But E-Town's going to be 13-0, aren't they?
I see that 0 up there. I think it stays that way. I think E-Town's going to win.
Ashland Blazers got a great running back, too, though. A lot of speed on Ashland Blazers running back. It's going to be a good game.
That game's at 11 a.m. Saturday. Then Boyle County undefeated again, taking on Franklin County. Now, remember, their only loss was to Central, but then they blew out the Yellow Jackets in the playoffs. That game at 7 p.m. Friday. 5A, Owensboro undefeated, taking on Bowling Green. And Bowling Green's 9-2, but those two losses are just pretty well. South Warner, they beat in the playoffs, and also at Trinity. That at 3 p.m. Saturday, and then 7 p.m. Saturday night. So Coach Redman, he's not going to forget his visor next week. He won't even be here because he'll be in the radio booth. What do you think of that one? Male Trinity.
I think it's going to be a great game. You listen, Trinity is Trinity. They're a great football team, well balanced. They're good at everything. You have to play a perfect game to beat these guys. Male has improved immensely over the season. I think it's going to be an exciting finale in the state championships. Look for a great game between these two.
It kicks off at 7 next Saturday. We'll be back here live at 7:30. We'll talk about that and all the action, all of us, except for Coach Redman. He doesn't care enough to join us next week, but we will see you then.